Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry, for I am not there, I did not die. Do not stand at my grave and weep. By Mary Elizabeth Fry. The Last Baul. Passive effect, population growth speed plus 10%. Active effects, new Baul life seeding, granting the ability to turn one non-Econopolis, non-hive world, non-machine world planet into a Gaia world. So, preserved in stasis, the body of the last known Baul specimen serves as a silent memorial to the fate of the species, who, afflicted with the tragedy of genocide, ultimately retreated from sentience. Alright. As sad as that chain is, it allows me the ability to spend 150 influence and turn a world into a Gaia world. This is extremely cool. So, let me find a world. 25, 24, 16, 24, 24. Okay. I think the YIF Research Core is where I'm gonna start. Of course I've done that. Is this gonna screw me up? Well, now that's a place. Okay, so we shall go and shall activate this. Here it is. Through decisions, we activate the new Baul life seeding. BAM! Our environmental specialists are pleased to report that the terraforming process on YIF Research Core has completed. The planet has been successfully transformed into a Gaia world, owing to our deployment of laboratory-created plant hybrids containing carefully selected segments of the Baul genetic code. Once again, as a result of the process itself, not quite fully understood by our geneticists, a number of new Baul populations have appeared planetside, emerging when terraforming neared completion. Splendid. They are most welcome. So, here is the new YIF Research Core. It's a Gaia world. You know what? It's Yiftopia. Oh, hey, and I now have an extra slot available, so let's... Gene clinics is what I'm going to build there, which will make everything build faster. But if I go to my population, I have these guys, the new Baul. Phonetic pacifists, Grillian, venerable, blah, 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 blah. Cool. I wonder, so if I go to my species map, there they are, the new Baul plantoids. Check it out. They are sentient. The Baul race has been regenerated. Now they have a Gaia world preference, so they can only live on Gaia worlds, but I'm about to get a whole bunch of those. They're venerable, plus 80 years. Agrarian, plus 15% to food production. They're delicious. Oh gosh, so the species has the curious evolutionary adaptation of being highly nutritious when eaten. Okay, so yeah, when the devouring swarms arrive, they will definitely go after them. So I'll have to protect them. They are communal, plus minus 10% population from housing usage, but they are slow breeders, so that's fine. Yeah. So let's set rights. Their residents, decent conditions, soldiers only. God, I don't even want them to be... They're fanatic pacifists, so let's make them exempt from military service. Colonization is allowed, but I don't think they'll bother. No population controls. Oh, yeah, let them breed. Migration controls enabled. So, what? Chattel slavery? What? Species is not being enslaved. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I saw this chattel slavery and I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, but no, we're fine. So yeah, I get 4 additional population units added to my empire. Genetic minus 5 because these guys basically have a whole bunch of bonuses they shouldn't have. There we go. Yiftopia. So, there's the main one. And then once this regenerates, I can actually do it again to this one. But I probably won't. Yeah, this will probably just be the Yif encampment. There we go. The Yiftopia Research Corps and the Yif encampment. But that's because this really is Utopia right now. And this, not so much. With this going on here, though, we still have the Ancient Particle Accelerator. There's all our ore veins. I haven't lost anything. The junk wastes that give me mineral districts. The Crystal Reef. That's nice. We still have our dangerous wildlife, because... And, yeah. That all looks good. Oh, I can get rid of the dangerous wildlife now? Nope, I need technology for that. Okay. Meanwhile, hey, my FTL inhibitors are complete. Oh, look at all the weapons! And hyperdrive. Oh, goodness, I want that. But, plasma throwers. See, that's a weapon. I am a big fan of the plasma throwers. Alright, so we finished the Baul chain. We have gotten an excellent piece of technology. And now, it is time for us to figure out what to do next. Oh, you know, if I am going to take this world, I am going to build a colony ship. Okay. I need more of these. Who's yelling at each other?
Special project complete.
Okay. Yay, we have successfully dismantled the hydrogen bomb on Yif encampment. It has been safely disposed of, and specialist teams are now scouting the moon's surface for any other undetonated munitions. This will hopefully reduce the chances of another incident like this occurring. We dodged a bullet. Alright, so... First of all, Otaku has a rivalry with the Neroni Wardens, so I got a feeling they're going to be on our list soon. Ooh, the Senate is now in session. What else is going on? Oh, they are rivaling each other. Okay, I see. Pause. Alright, the Senate is now in session. So we go to the Senate floor and we see that readied shields is what, or the readied shield is what is currently on the list of things that they're looking at. So, if you look down here, you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff that they're currently doing. Let's see here. Apparently it's unanimous, except for, like, you know, the gem dragons, because of course. They're just abstaining. Now, if we watch this for a while, you can see all of this is going to change a little bit. And you can see there's more groups abstaining, some are thinking yes, some are thinking maybe, they don't care. But once the readied shield passes, and it's almost guaranteed to do so, the diplomatic weight from fleet power will go up. So, all the really warlike races that have big, bad, burly fleets will actually start to gain more political power from those fleets. So, right now it's not as big a deal because I don't have a big fleet, but it will eventually. Signs of battle. Where is this? Over here. There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit of Marfark 4b at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface of one side of the moon is pockmarked with the craters from stray weapon blasts, and scans from the Long Drifter have picked up several hunks on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are all in poor condition, the fact that anything remains after all this time and all this damage that they must have sustained is a testament to the advanced designs. Our science officer is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technologies. Special project issued, Mount Graveyard Expedition. Intriguing.
Situation log updated.
Yep. I think I'm gonna have you go right back over here and research.
They're fighting. Stop fighting!
Oh, look at that. A declaration of war between the Bandit Kingdom, the Hydrax Hegemony, and the Creeping Cold. Whoa. So let's see here. There's the Creeping Cold. There's the Hydrax Hegemony, so they're fighting each other. That's good stuff. Doesn't really affect me since they're on the opposite end of the galaxy, but it is interesting. In the meantime, I am building another... Oh... Well, it's gonna have to be a Praku, because only the Praku have the ability to colonize a tomb world, so that's what's gonna happen. Unpause. So what did I do that for? Well, what I'm doing is I am getting a ship ready so that the moment that planet is in my empire and I have, gotten it all set, I can just colonize it. It'll be wonderful. Okay, now I'm going to go back and continue the research on this vault. Now, as you can see, we've had to start the research over on the vault. Apparently, when you have one of these research projects, if you cancel them for any reason, you will lose all progress. It's rather annoying, but it is what it is. Oh, and I'm running out of consumer goods. Now, if this ever happens up here, this little low stockpile thing happens, it'll show you exactly what it is. Our stockpiles on these resources is about to run out. Consumer goods will run out in 10 months. And you can click on it, it'll actually take you here so that you can purchase more. But the funny thing about this is that I don't have a lot of resources to purchase this with. Now, alloys.
System survey complete.
Definitely, I've got a lot of alloys. But consumer goods are expensive. Ooh, what's this? Well, before that happens, I think what I would like to do is I'm going to have to go to these worlds. Apparently the gene clinics aren't all they're cracked up to be. So let's just take this, go ahead and replace it with another consumer good creator. That is, of course, after I make a purchase of the alloys I'll need to do it with. Replace. There we go. We'll see if that does what I need it to do. A small team from our colony on Fetish Colony recently boarded a primitive space station that had been left in orbit from the planet's original inhabitants. The mummified remains of the station's crew could still be found clustered around the viewports facing the planet. They must have realized they were doomed after seeing the billowing mushroom clouds below, and the communication logs show that the astronauts made several futile and increasingly frantic attempts to contact the surface before they eventually ran out of supplies. Yeah, this is, we've seen this before. There are multiple derelict space stations in this area. And all of them are, well, they watched their planets die, and then they sat on their stations, panicked and freaked out, until eventually the darkness consumed them too. Oh, the team, under Science Officer Verge Propulsion, has finished their expedition of Marfark 4 Bravo, and returned to the Longshore Drifter. Sadly, the wrecked starships on the surface were too badly damaged to recover any useful technologies. These vessels were clearly very advanced, however, and we could gain valuable engineering insights if we analyzed the way they were designed. We should consider the construction of a permanent science outpost in orbit. Really? Oh! There it is, a permanent science outpost. I see. Well, that'll be fine. Once I actually take over that world, I will build some science outposts. A pacifist movement. The decrepit ruins and desolate wastelands found on Fetish Bureau seem to have prompted many of the moon's colonists to adapt some kind of pacifistic philosophy. I guess they were looking at all the destruction around them and decided they didn't want that to happen to them. Members of this new movement claim that the environment they live in serve as daily reminders of the senseless horrors of war. Yes, exactly. They see it as their civic duty to prevent the terrible destruction visited upon the Fetish Bureau from occurring in other worlds. Well, pacifistic ethos are now gained amongst a bunch of the Praku populations, which is kind of hilarious, because, let's see here, up to 4 pops on Fetish Bureau lose any militaristic ethics and gain the pacifistic ethic. You know, I didn't really think about that. With all these Praku that are rampaging around, how many of them still have their old militaristic ethos? Oh, this is the wrong one. Let's see here. Ethics Xenophile. Ethics Xenophile. Okay, these guys are okay. Pacifist, pacifist. Egalitarian, egalitarian, xenophile. Okay, this is good. Apparently, when they join my my group, they gain xenophile and pacifistic ideologies, which is good. That's what I want. It's good for cohesion.
Never should I trusted them. Never should I made the deal. Filthy, ugly, noxy. Oh, Consentico, we greet you. Would you like to trade?
Well, sure. What can you offer us?
We have ore, rich, luminous ore, torn right from the stone, sparkling minerals for the Consentical unity. But we hunger, we thirst. Grant us 200 food, and we shall supply your builders, your makers, with 200 minerals.
Well, that's certainly something I want, but I am currently low on food, so not right now. Can you get back to us later?
Then we shall call you again before making our leave of your space. But we may after the deal.
Okay. So basically, because I didn't have any food, I just told them come back when before you leave our territory, come back and I'll see if I've got more food. I don't know how long they're going to be in my territory, but we'll see. A towed asteroid, huh? For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into orbit, into a stable orbit around Namulan 2. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found in its surface. Well, that's pretty cool. Although they have long since been rendered inoperable, whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they begun. Well, my guess is... Yep, so there's some more. My guess is that they abandoned the mining operation
System survey
because
complete.
their mining was basically disrupting the orbit of the asteroid. And they were like, you know, if we keep mining this asteroid, it's probably going to fall out of orbit and crash into the planet. That would be really inconvenient. Oh, yes. That would be a black hole. I like how the black hole is just like, no sound, no light, everything's terrible.
We have ore, rich, luminous ore, torn right from the stone, sparkling minerals for the concentrical unity.
Alright, I have... Good, I've got 253 food, so I can actually trade the food for the minerals.
A pleasure, a joy, to deal with the concentrical unity as always. We shall visit again. Ksk.
Oh, okay. So first of all, we have a new world. And I think I am going to put some agriculture, some energy, and apparently that's what I'm going to put. Yeah, it'll be great. Oh. The agreement we signed that gives us access to their databanks has expired. How much does it cost to do it again? 2,000. I have less than 1,000. So, for right now, I will say I'm not interested. Okay, sada. The recent breakthrough has shone some light on the vanished city builders of Runtar 4. Apparently, the fungal species has a collective cycle of mass death and rebirth. They hatch en masse, almost simultaneously across the whole planet, and grow up as part of a linked hive mind collective. In the course of their hundreds of years-long life cycle, they spread out and reclaim the cities built and abandoned by previously died-off generations. When nearing the next death-rebirth event, they heed some species-wide biological clarion call through asexual reproduction that give birth to a pod that is buried in the ground. The parents then die, and the body decays and fertilizes the ground around the pod. After a long dormant period, the pod hatches, and the cycle begins anew. Well, that's interesting. Well, this is a barren world, so I'm not using it for anything. I love how it's still a carbon world, plus 15% minerals from jobs, so it's like, okay, I can't use this world. I find it fascinating that it still sets it up this way. Well, if quite suddenly I get the opportunity to resurrect a small hive mind, I wouldn't mind, as long as they're doing what I say. If all of a sudden they want to forge their own empire in my territory, I'm going to be like, no. Oh, man, another nuclear bomb. Alright, which world?
Situation log updated.
Alright, pause. Disarm the nuclear bomb. Disarm the nuclear bomb. Oh, I'm opening the vault over here. Finishes in 21 months. And then this finishes in 14 months. Okay. Math. 21 plus 14. 31. 35. Okay, so 35. Well, I'm just gonna... It's a nuclear bomb. Please do not blow up. You know, this world, for being such a... It's only a size 14 world, but look at all these resources. You know, at this point, I don't have enough minerals. I'm kind of surprised that I don't have enough minerals. Fetish Bureau will probably be focusing on energy and mining. Because I've got 12 districts. 8. So I'll fill one and partial the other. Yeah, okay.
Cheese and crunches around here somewhere.
Alright. We'll just let that go. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Oh, look at that. We have another tradition. Uh-oh. One of my envoys died. Oh, that's fine. It's an envoy. He'll regenerate. Oh, things are happening. Okay, hang on. Stand by. I need to get this done. So, my traditions are going... This is the discovery tradition. We can either research sub-cities, research station output increases, that's a good possibility, or we could research additional alternatives and increase the level cap of our scientists. Yes. Honestly, right now, I'm just going to go for, like, the ability to have my science vessels increase the research on my worlds. Okay. Not now, please get back to us later. Yes, okay. I think I have not really handled my resources well. Because I don't have that much stuff. There's a couple ways to get a bunch of money. Yeah. You want a bunch of money? Reach out and touch someone. Howdy, neighbor. No migration treaty. How about we do some trading? You know what I need? I need some energy credits. Seriously? You're broke? How broke? Really? That's all you have? What would I have to give you to get those energy credits? Okay. Sure. Alright. Well, as annoying as it is, none of my neighbors seem to have any cash on them. So I have to sell... Ugh. It does not make me feel good. There we go. Alright. When those guys come back, I can get the Newman stuff. But good grief. In order to get money, I really had to pull some teeth here. I guess it should not surprise anybody that the ship is going through some rough spaces. But these rough spaces do appear to be doing well. What's that? Who is this other vessel approaching me? Oh, it's a science vessel. Uh-oh. What happened to the green tide? So, the green tide I noticed... Green tide, yeah, there's no other worlds. So the green tide basically has a self-destructing world, and the computer is pretty bad at surviving that. Usually if there's an apocalypse scenario, it'll go until the planet explodes, and then they'll just be done. So the green tide, the space orcs, their home planet blew up, and that's the end of them. Oh, what is this? Wife, what are you irritated? Pause. We have a truce with them. Okay, first of all, what's going on here? Alright, so you over here have suddenly decided to break off your trade treaty with me. Which, you know, gives me some influence back, so that's okay. But why are you suddenly annoyed with me? Other than the fact that you're a bit of a belligerent twat magnet. Okay, so... we're still gaining because of new contact, galactic community member, xenophile diplomacy, same authority, xenophilia. Okay, so I repeat, why are you aggravated with me? I like how they have superior fleet power, but both the technology and economy are inferior to mine. Okay, so I don't know why. Oh, look, they've got a doomsday feature as well. Are you about to explode? Is your home world gonna blow up? It sure as hell is. Doomsday. Well, you at least have this world over here. So once their home world explodes, they will have this one. And it looks like they have a moon that's available to them, so that might work. Of course, this is an ocean world, and this is a desert world, so they may just be hosed. And, you know, they probably shouldn't go around yelling at people for no particular reason. Overwhelming. Yeah, well, I don't have much of a fleet, so it doesn't surprise me. You guys all have bigger, badder fleets than me. Alright, so that's a commercial pact broken. It's fine. Oh. Well, now that they are no more, that's one less, one of my rivals died, so now I'm making less influence. Oh, hey, last call. I can...
Research complete.
Alright, so what does this actually do? Mystic data mining. Powers and work of the matter of skilled or craftsmanship. Either way, the galactic stock market prediction model will forecast fluctuations in the economy with divine accuracy. Energy credits from jobs is plus 5%. Cool, so I will go from plus 58 a tick to... what do I go to? Apparently, I'm not going to. I'm just gonna... asteroid collision, okay. Yeah, cool. Asteroid collision has increased the amount of minerals from here. I'm getting a lot of these.
Special project complete.
Another special project. Orbital debris modifier removed. With the assistance of our science ship, colonial authorities on Fetish Colony have finished clearing up the planet's orbital space. Oh, okay. It has made it safer for civilian travel. Well, that's cool. So the Fetish Colony doesn't have that penalty anymore. Here follows the latest newsletter from all our patrons. The Enclave has been busy the last couple of months. The halls are abuzz with the kind of technology invented by a resident, capable of transmitting sensations of smell to the user. This remarkable piece of machinery will surely change everything. In order to further develop this idea, we will require more donations. You're making smell-o-vision. Awesome. Well, for 500 energy credits, which I can afford, I get 50 more influence, which I really need right now. So... alright, so let's pause this a sec. So what I'm gonna do is I've got... 2 of these free, so I've got 2 science vessels just kind of not doing anything right now. So... well, which worlds are producing the most science? My home world? Is that it? Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy. So apparently my homeworld is the only scientific hub that I have. So let's go ahead and grab you. Right-click here, go to Assist Research. Alright, so now this guy will fly over here and increase the research output of this world. Honestly, 6 jobs are still available. Okay. Well, maybe I should do this. Let's turn this genetic clinic into a research lab. Ah, coffee. Alright. Let's do this thing. Oh. That's interesting. Apparently, the Creeping Cold and I have just been staring at each other. Wow. Let's close our borders, declare rivalry. Yeah, every once in a while it's a good idea to do this. Just look at your stuff. Be like, are we rivaled? Is this a thing that's happening?
Handshake protocols activated.
They have closed their borders, we have closed our borders. Okay, so we don't really like each other. But I did hear association. Oh, hey, I would love it if the human race joined the Pen Galactic Concord as associates. Oh, how are we doing, Nurquan? We're both wary. We don't really like each other very much. Cannot yet declare a rivalry. Their fleet is overwhelming to me. That's not cool. Thermal-driven overflow. Closer inspection of the platform orbiting Urquan has revealed that it is of a complex, somewhat erratic alien design. The waterproofed machinery and advanced climate control suggests it was built for a life form that secreted a rich amount of fluids, very likely of the molluscoid variety. Before falling into disrepair, though, the microwave beams were used to heat regions of the star's atmosphere, provoking large sustained eruptions that increased the solar wind outflow significantly. The energy was then harvested with an orbital mine. The platform is designed around some very experimental concepts. Okay, so if I repair the platform, or I can weaponize the beam. Okay. I don't know what this does. I've not encountered this before, but... Okay, here's what I see. 1. I repair the platform, I get more energy, but I could also potentially blow up the star, because that could happen. So, weaponize the beam. I don't know, but that sounds like a great idea. I'm going to try...
Situation log updated.
I'm going to try weaponizing the beam. So, let's go over here. Is it... There you are. Alright. Oh no. You come right back here and you research that bad boy. Who's insulting me? Creeping Cold. I don't care. You know what? Insult you back. It's easy to talk crap about somebody when they're on the opposite side of the galaxy. Creeping Cold all the way up here. Now, if one of these wormholes pops into my territory, life could get more complicated. But they may not be around for much longer because their only world was just taken over by the Confederacy. So, it is quite likely... System partially occupied by the Confederacy. Okay, so the system was conquered, but they haven't conquered the world yet. But yeah, the Creeping Cold might be about to get blown out of existence.
Special project complete.
Oh, hi. Alright, let's see here. Molluscoid microwave beams. It did not take long for the crew to conclude that the design of the platform was the works of madmen. The microwave beams were crude, miscalibrated, and would have needed much refinement before they would work as intended. However, they would provide an excellent weapon. Okay, so probably wouldn't have worked at all as intended. Ooh, UV lasers? Yeah. Plus 20%. Okay, so I still have to do the research. Cool. But UV lasers is a decent, is a higher level of laser tech. Okay. That saves me some time.
Construction complete.
Finally. Are you done yet? Yes, you are. Okay, you do those. And now... Okay, over here. Yep, creeping cold as toast! Watch my influence take another hit. Bam! I just dropped a whole thing. Oh, well. Hey, check out this place. See this? Grenur Prime colonized that there world. Grenur. All these things are happening. Doo-da, doo-da. Alright, so. Oh, good. A speculative philosophical and sociological investigation of the fungoid species culture gave a disconcerting answer to the mystery of their disappearance. At some point, the species as a whole started to question their perpetual
Founding a new
and
home.
seemingly pointless life cycle. Oh no. A seed of existential nihilism grew in the entire population, culminating in a final act of defiance against their own survival instincts. Once planted, perhaps
Special project complete.
even by a single being, this kernel of doubt spread with terrifying speed through the hive mind. Well, they are a hive mind. Until they decided in unison that the last crop of birth pods should not be planted. And they should be burned. Oh, they freaking killed themselves. Ooh. The site has been fully excavated. And I gained a whole bunch of research. Oh, I gained minerals and stuff. Alright, that's cool. Oh, that's awful. It's just gross and awful. The Great Vault on Utopia Research Core has finally been unsealed. Alright. To the surprise of our scientists, a vast complex behind a massive vault doors housed millions of survivors of an ancient nuclear war that once ravaged this world. Despite their limited resources, they have managed to maintain a self-sufficient society for centuries. They were wary of our scientists at first. What? Having never encountered aliens before, but they were also deeply grateful for the help in opening the vault. The vault contains large stores of equipment and machinery that was specifically designed to rebuild the civilization after a nuclear holocaust. It can only be operated by these aliens, but they seem more than willing to join our colonists on the surface once they have adapted to natural sunlight again. And I've created a Gaian utopian planet for them. So their world is now probably better than it was when they went in the first place. This is so cool. I've never seen this before. One tentacle monster pop is created. What? And okay, underground vault to Utopia Research Core within the following results. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Engineering research from Pops is plus 10%. Well, this is becoming a research world. Oh, it's already a research world. Excellent. Plus 2 mining districts, and then 3 technical monster Pops? No way. Okay, well, it said plus 3 tentacle monster Pops, but I don't think that's actually what it was. Okay. Well, that was extremely cool. We got the dang vault open. Added their population. It's probably these guys. Gaia world preference. Yeah. That's cool. Look at this world. It's got 4 Praku Pops who are definitely large and in charge. Research, farmers with the new Baul, and then this race recovers. This is so amazing. Okay. Well, we now have enough to the reassembled ship shelter can now become an actual colony outpost. Passable mountains, dangerous wildlife. Yeah, we all know what that's about. Yeah, that dangerous wildlife, the fact that it was surviving on a tomb world, and now it's still around, it's like, what the heck is that? It's going to be pretty incredible when I have to take it down. Oh, requires planetary administration. Okay, fine. That's honestly what I'm building now is... Okay, so fine. So that way, once it's done. Oh, and for everybody who's forgotten, see this thing right over here? This pulsar? So, sometimes you will have pulsars, or unique stars in general, that change the effect of what happens. So this pulsar is 100% shield nullification. So any fight that happens in this solar system will happen without shields. So if there's some big bad running around and he's got huge shields but no armor, if I can find a way to pull him into this world, which, let's face it, Utopia has a lot of resources, so it's a good spot to fight. I could pull them in here and whomp them pretty good. Alright, let's see how... Guys, you know, I haven't checked out my fleet management or my ship designs in a while. Do we have any advancements? No. Really? Wait. Oh, power. I need more power. Because I've got the crappy original, like, fusion reactors, my ships do not have more power, so they don't have the ability to... They don't have the power to use the better weapons and equipment. Oh. Well. That's not good. What about you guys? Oh yeah, you totally have the better weapons. Okay. That's fantastic. Okay, if I ever get into a fight with one of my neighbors, I have the base level stuff. I will absolutely have my face pushed in if I decide to get into it with a neighbor. A closer scan of the debris around Microphilia B has led to the discovery of an airtight capsule containing an atomic clock that measures time in unparalleled precision. It has a frequency uncertainty so low that it will be another 879 million years before it gains a single second, and it is counting down to a date 42 years and 3 days away. The capsule holds no clues as to what the date signifies, or who the owners are, but it seems as though someone out there has lost track of the time. Well, we can either keep an eye on it, in which case, long after I have completely forgotten about this thing, it'll just pop open, or it's a bomb, destroy it, ah! The capsule is full of innocent-looking wires, any one which is capable, which could be rigged to set off a mass destruction so potent that it could wipe out an entire galaxy, and the crew will snip them all. Well, okay, we'll just keep an eye on it. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. I've forgotten what all they are. I know this has several potential endings, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. A resolution has passed. The Senate has voted to pass the readied shield. Oh, okay. That's great. Alright, so what the heck happened? Resolutions. So the resolution that just passed was this thing, readied shield. And diplomatic weight from fleet power is plus 20%, naval capacity increases by 10%, and ship upkeep increases by 5%. So yeah, my naval capacity just went from 20 to 30. And my ships all cost a little bit more, but I got such a tiny fleet, it's really not going to matter. And the other big thing, though, is that diplomatic weight from fleet power just went up 20%. So all of these bad boys that have really big, burly fleets rumbling around, they just got a bunch of extra power. Now, I'm still in 3rd place because I've got a pretty boss... Let's see here. Yeah, it shows here. Diplomatic weight is currently 574, plus 10% from diplomatic corps. My fleet power is 20. I get 16 from fleets. But then Pops is 250, economy is 154, and technology is 98. So yeah, because of my population size and my economy and my technology, I'm in 3rd place as far as this stuff goes. Alright, so now all this gets to flick around some more from Galactic Market. We still don't have Galactic Markets. Huh. No Galactic Market yet. Okay. Pan-Galactic Recycling Initiative. Which sounds great, except your economy loses a bunch. You lose diplomatic weight from your economy. Buzzword Standardization. Plus 20% to economic weight. Plus 5% trade value. Plus 5% to bureaucratic upkeep. Okay. Well, I'll let you guys figure that out for a while. Who cut me out? Why? Well, because you're evangelizing zealots and you hate everybody. Yeah, okay. Well, you're over here. So, you've got, like, the Urquan between me and you. So, feel free to not care. Close borders. That's great. I'll close my borders to you too. Me. Yes, your fleet could come over here and wreck my face, but I don't care at all. Alright, the Otaku is making nice with the rocks, which is nice. Ooh, look at those things. Space amoebas. And there is a defensive pack. Oh, between the tentacle monsters and the Neroni wardens. Oh, man. It's a good thing I don't have the defensive pack with the Praku. I'd be in it. Are you interested in becoming Federation members yet? So the Rax would vote yes. War philosophy forbids aggressive wars. I've got one diplomat in there, and so we're almost maxed out in improved relations. Our trust is 100. I mean, they love me. They're great. Yeah, at this point, nothing I'm going to do is going to get them to join us. And I think it's all because of our stance, really. If I look at my buddy here, he likes me less than they do. That's funny. Well, I guess that's probably because I don't have the diplomat over there making everybody loopy with happiness. I love it. Here is my neighbor in the Pan-Galactic Concord. I mean, we are in a federation together, and he likes me at 290, where these guys like me at 421, and they don't like me as much. You know, it would be interesting to break this alliance and make an alliance of these other races, the more warrior races. What might end up happening at some point in time, I'm sure eventually what's going to happen is like the Praku and the Otaku will probably create a federation. And then these dudes might actually join that federation as well. And if that happens, I may break my federation and join theirs. That's a possibility. Of course, it's never going to happen if I don't. I've only passed a few years. I'm at 2240. That could be a problem. Alright, so check this out. So on the northern end of the galaxy here, the Confederacy here is really wrecking face. They took out the Creeping Cold. They're currently going after the Hydrax hegemony, which is a bandit kingdom, so there's nothing stopping them from just smashing through their territory. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. let's go ahead and harm relationships with these guys. Maybe I can get a rivalry out of them. These dudes, though. I mean, fortunately, we're both xenophiles, but look at these dudes. I think this is going to be the dominant power in the north, all honesty. They have an overwhelming armada. Their economy is equivalent to mine, but their technology is inferior. And they are buddying up with different groups that I like, and just wrecking face on people that I don't. So this would make a heck of an ally. Wonder, what would it take to get them into happy, happy, fun, fun times? Evangelizing zealots, trade value, distance. I think that's the way to go. I think I'm going to send my guy from the Children of Gaia on over, representing our interests in the Concord. Actually, maybe I should just send that over. Okay, so how's the Concord doing? The Concord is fine. I don't think my envoy was really doing much. Once this gets up to level 2, we'll get some Federation naval capacity goes up more. I don't care. New members impose 50% smaller cohesion penalty, which is okay. And +1 available envoy for the president. Okay, that's one neat thing. But really, the Federation doesn't do anything for me. So whether or not the Federation does well or not really doesn't seem to be doing much. So there's no sense in wasting an envoy boosting it. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a research with the Children of Gaia. And I'll send their envoy away. Oh! We have an election coming along for my oligarchy. It costs 200 influence to choose one of these guys. So typically I just let them go on their own. It's like, you know what? Y'all do your own thing. I like how it's like diplomat, engineer, ruler. Abstain. Alright, who's going to be my new daddy? We have elected fairly previous an envoy, so I don't really have to do much of anything. And then develop industry, minerals increased by 10%. Yeah, okay. That's fine. You know, I know that one dude said that this doesn't do anything, but I don't think I agree. Fire it up. Trade deal ended because we lack resources? What? Well, apparently I ran out of minerals? I don't see how that happens. How? But I've got a bunch of minerals. What are you guys talking about? Well, okay. I guess my my alloy is gonna drop. That's so weird. Crystalline entities. Alright. Reports of extraordinary free-floating crystalline objects observed in certain systems have been investigated. So these are crystalline enemies. I can either study them, or we can learn to coexist. I could use crystal plating. Well, it's not as good as it once was. I may just learn to coexist with these guys.
Situation log updated.
Alright, growing support of popular vote network, the Praku Prolety is finally embracing egalitarianism. Hey! Really? Yes, because you were a authoritarian. You no longer are. I mean, you're still a fanatical militarist, but you're now egalitarian. You're closer to me. Allied with rivals? Oh, you're allied with you're rivaled with the Rex? Well, that's silly of you. This is why I kept my. Oh. That's fine. This is why I kept my my diplomat over here. I'm like, I don't need these guys to pick a fight with me. Politically speaking, the Praku and the Otaku, I have to stay friendly with them. Otherwise, everything could kind of go to crap. Loss to bureaucracy. Due to a major clerical error, parts of Microphilia have fallen behind in their infrastructure, maintenance, and accommodation. People live in rather bleak conditions will not tolerate for much longer. Okay, politicians of Earth. Hey, here in the United States of America, we're dealing with a bunch of bullshit due to our infrastructure falling apart and people not, living in rather bleak conditions. This is happening in my country, the United States of America, right now, in the year 2020. And here is a basic thing that our politicians could do. You could get over here and say, oh, let's invest in this area. Bam! What does that do? It stops everyone from suffering needlessly. This has been your public service announcement. What would it take to offer association status? Well, first of all, they'd have to stop pissing off the Racks. If they stopped their rivalry with the Racks, we could offer association status and they would come right over. But, you know what? That's fine. Just do your thing. Okay, so I am annoyed with them. How about you guys? Suspicious. Yeah, because you guys love the tentacle monsters who are my enemy. Close borders. Ah. Well, you guys are about to become my enemy. How about we harm relations? Alright, so this has to go for a little while. Okay. Don't forget that I moved my diplomats around. I moved my diplomats around, which means I'm going to have to move them back at some point. Hello, Mr. Researcher. Research these things. Crystalline pacification, 42 months. No, it's taken long enough to do these things. I'm going to hold off on that whole... I don't really have a reason for crystalline pacification yet, unless it's like these guys. But, yeah, crystalline pacification might help at some point in the future. These are all space amoebas. But right now, it's just a bunch of resources to spend on something that's not going to help me out.
Fleeing aggressors.
Unless you're crystals. Are you crystals? Who and what are you? You are crystals. Yeah, you're a crystal. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my fleet over here and punch you in the face. Watch this go swimmingly. How long will it take to get there? That is a long trip. Oh my. Ugh. Well, he's going to stop me from expanding into that area, so I might as well set this guy to, you know, kill everything in sight and go. Okay, so Longshore Drifter. I'm going to set you to Fleet Stance Passive, so this is not a runaway stance. Okay, so you'll pop in here, fly over here, and then you can jump off there. So we'll stay our distance so the Shardling won't come after us, and then we can just pop right out. That's the goal, at least. Let's see if it works. Alright, here we go.
Special project complete.
We have successfully disarmed the hydrogen bomb on Fetish. Well, that's good. Hey, that allows my research to get going. Oh, who died? one of my scientists. Yeah, okay. It's gonna be just fine. So that's going along. So there, that's going. We're researching again. Things are looking okay. You opened your borders to me. Who are you? Oh, you know. I'll read you in a minute. So, okay, Sutherian regime. Why do I care? Who are you? You're way up here. You opened your borders to me. Okay, did I close my borders to you? No? Well then, I don't care. Greetings. We apologize, patron. Give us fair lead. We have sadly reached something of a creative roadblock. The Enclave is in disarray, and we have nothing to offer at this time. We thank you for your patronage, as always. Well, okay, I can demand a refund, which I'll get... Well, they'll dislike me. Patron of the Arts will be removed. Oh, well... No, just leave it. We hope the situation improves. They'll add 10 to my, to how much they like me. How are these things going? Okay. Oh, hey, look, there's a bunch of primitives. I don't think any of them are in my territory, though, so I don't really care. Primitive civilizations are kind of cool. You can you can mess with them so that they, you can actually, like, bring them into your empire and stuff like that. Okay. Organize a festival at plus 50. I can commission a piece of art. Oh, for 600 credits, we can make something that increases amenities. Oh! Oh, yes. Okay. Let's do another one. Okay, so that gives us 2 pieces of art. Oh, look at that. -6. How about we make a decision and we can have an art exhibition. Or we can exhibit an art monument. Art monument exhibited modifier, plus 15% amenities, plus 50%. Okay, cool. Good thing to do to my home world. Oh, it's like you build it. Alright. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, jeez. What did I say about that one group of folks right over there? Oh, jeez. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh, snap. Wow. Well, that was cool. Hey, you can mine the planetoid, or what's left of the world, for 16 minerals. Where is that? Yeah, that's you guys. This dude over here. I told you. I said that their planet was going to explode. I mean, their empire isn't gone because they've got this dude over here. But y'all should really consider the situation you are in is not good. Oh, man. Well, if any of your neighbors get ornery, you are pretty well hosed. Hole in the ground. The excavation has hit delays as the dig site becomes increasingly toxic the deeper we go. Parts of the shaft are dangerously irradiated, probably by the catastrophic event that dug out the crater in the first place. The need for protective countermeasures and decontamination apparatus is slowing progress on the work. Well, keep digging. And thus we come to the end of another day, here upon Yevtopia, where everything is green and pure, and new races are coming to be. be here, and so are the old races. It's really cool. we've made some progress even though we've only passed maybe 5 years of game time. There's so much going on constantly that playing at maximum speed the way some do, it would honestly lose a large chunk of what's happening. So, for this point in time, we will take us a rest, and I will see you all among the stars. Until next time.